Welcome to World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you value calm, accurate, and fact-based reporting on global defense and diplomacy, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. Today we examine recent comments from Donald Trump about Greenland and the US-Denmark defense relationship and what these remarks mean for international security and Arctic geopolitics. In recent remarks, Donald Trump returned to a topic that first gained attention during his presidency: the strategic importance of Greenland, an autonomous territory of Denmark with significant Arctic resources and geopolitical significance. Trump reiterated arguments that the United States should have a strong presence in the Arctic region, emphasizing security interests, resource access, and the need to counter growing influence from other major powers, particularly Russia and China. He framed Greenland as a strategic asset in terms of defense, economic opportunity, and technological cooperation. His comments also referenced the broader US-Denmark Defense Pact, a mutual commitment under NATO that includes cooperation on areas such as territorial defense, shared military exercises, and coordination on security challenges facing the North Atlantic and Arctic. Trump suggested that the United States should play a more assertive role in the Arctic and that defense arrangements with Denmark should reflect the strategic realities of the 21st century. While he stopped short of proposing concrete policy measures, his rhetoric underscored a belief that American alliances must be leveraged to protect US interests and balance rivals in contested spaces like the Arctic. Denmark and Greenland have historically been reliable partners of the United States. Greenland hosts strategic air and radar installations important for North American defense, and its location offers access to key Arctic sea lanes and emerging resource frontiers. For decades, American presence in Greenland has been tied to Cold War-era early warning systems and space surveillance operations. Trump's emphasis on Greenland echoes earlier discussions about whether the United States should expand its footprint in the Arctic. During his presidency, he famously floated the idea of purchasing Greenland, a proposal that was rejected by Danish and Greenlandic leaders. In the current context, his commentary serves as a reminder that Arctic geopolitics is an enduring strategic concern. Trump's remarks have several geopolitical and diplomatic implications: Arctic security and great power competition. The Arctic is rapidly gaining global attention as melting ice opens new shipping routes and access to oil, gas, and mineral resources. Russia has invested heavily in military infrastructure along its northern coast, while China has declared itself a near-Arctic state and pursued commercial interests. In this environment, allies and partners are reassessing how they coordinate defense, surveillance, and economic activity in the region. Trump's emphasis on Greenland and security underscores the idea that the US and its partners should not cede strategic space to competitors. For NATO, this means balancing commitments in Eastern Europe with emerging challenges in the High North. The alliance's collective defense principles still apply, but the specifics of Arctic cooperation, ranging from search and rescue operations to environmental monitoring, are increasingly part of defense discussions. US-Denmark relations. Denmark has affirmed that Greenland will remain part of its realm with a degree of self-government. Danish leadership has stressed that cooperation with the United States and other NATO allies is important, but that sovereign decisions about territory and defense must respect Danish and Greenlandic interests. Greenland itself has grown more politically assertive, considering how to manage its own resources and international relationships. While its strategic location is attractive to major powers, Greenlandic leaders emphasize autonomy and sustainable development. Trump's framing of the issue, especially his repeated focus on US strategic benefits, revives a long-standing question about how smaller partners balance alliance solidarity with national priorities. Danish officials have reiterated support for NATO and transatlantic defense cooperation, while also emphasizing that bilateral discussions must be rooted in mutual respect and shared decision-making. Alliances and regional cooperation. Trump's statements also highlight broader debates over how alliances adapt. Some policymakers call for modernizing defense pacts to address new domains like cyber, space, and the Arctic. Others caution that rhetoric must be paired with careful diplomacy to avoid misunderstandings or escalation. International observers note that strong alliances are built on trust, shared values, and predictable cooperation. Disagreements about strategic priorities, whether in Europe, the Middle East, or the Arctic, are natural, but they must be navigated in ways that reinforce, not undermine, collective security frameworks. Thank you for watching this report on World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If this explanation helped you understand the latest on US defense policy and Arctic strategy, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. Independent reporting helps us make sense of how global alliances evolve in a changing world. Stay informed and see you in the next update.